As you may remember, we had a little bit of a media release earlier this year. In June, we had mentioned that we had entered a research project with Technology North in relation to some of their employees who are all on the autism spectrum. We brought them in to do a little bit of research around would folks on the autism spectrum be viable employees in order to do body-worn video redaction. And what we're really happy to announce today is that there has been a resounding success in relation to that research project, to the extent that the Edmonton Police Service has entered into a service agreement with Technology North in order to have these services continue in relation largely of our body-worn redaction program, which is a significant part of our entire body-worn video rollout, which started out of a provincial mandate in March of 2024 and continues in Edmonton through 2025. So as our footprint with body-worn videos continues to increase, this very instrumental partnership will become more and more important to the service that we get to provide Edmontonians and Albertans in relation to body-worn video. During the research project, we took a lot of various steps in relation to the accuracy and the quality assurance of the redactions that the Technology North employees. We had brought in 4 employees and 1 job coach using some of their proprietary technology that has been designed and developed by Technology North specifically for this workforce. And what we're really happy to report is that we actually did a side-by-side analysis of our neurotypical employees, who are called digital evidence management technicians, and our Technology North employees. In relation to the accuracy and the quality and the speed upon which videos are redacted, the Technology North employees and the Edmonton Police Service employees redact video at the same rate, at the same level of quality, and at the same level of accuracy. And this is precisely what we wanted from our research project, and is one of the driving reasons, beyond wanting to be clearly an inclusive employer, as the Edmonton Police Service always is, embracing our principles of diversity and respect and inclusion, is we also have a business to run, and the services that we contract using the public's money have to be to the quality that we would respect and expect from our own employees. And everything that we receive from Technology North is exactly at the level of excellence that we would expect to have with a contractor. And that's why we're incredibly happy to announce today that we are now entered into an agreement. The footprint that we had of 4 employees and 1 job coach will scale significantly through 2025, as our original footprint of body-worn video, which is currently at 280 cameras, is scheduled to scale to about 1,400 cameras across the entire police service through 2025. And with that is going to come a lot of redaction that needs to be done for videos that are going to be disclosed into our court processes, and that will mean a further increase of employees coming from Technology North into the police service environment. And I, as the superintendent of the division that gets to lead all this, couldn't be happier that we've been able to strike this partnership. So in order to speak to a little bit of the experiences of the Technology North employees, I'd like to introduce Ling Huang, who's the president and CEO of Technology North, and is one of the key instrumental players of how this partnership came about and why it's continuing to succeed. Ling.
Good afternoon. My name is Ling Huang. I'm the founder and the CEO of Technology North. This is my son, Brian. He is on the autism spectrum. It's a really honor today to standing here to recognize this extraordinary partnership, which has made profound impact beyond the city of Edmonton and even the province of Alberta. I'm going to talk about that. So since June, 4 members of our A team, including Brian, has been receiving training and start doing the reduction work. We call it proof of concept project. This project is a tremendous success. So leading to a service contract now we have with Edmonton Police. We're very, very pleased of that. The result of this partnership is not just a business success, it's also really meaningful for the autism community. As we talked about this last time, about 3% of the population today is on the spectrum, and 90% of them don't have any jobs. So I think this is a really set example for the whole society to going forward. Beyond 2025, we're very, very excited with Edmonton Police to continue to roll out body cam, and also the province continue to looking at body cam. We think we can increase our autism employment across our border by probably sometimes next year reach to 100 people very, very easily. And that is, this is really a sample to create this kind of partnership and demonstrate how the system going to work. So on behalf of Technology North and 18 members and families, we'd like to express our deepest gratitude to Edmonton Police for your vision, trust, vote of confidence, and collaboration in developing this body cam reduction services. This partnership has not only advanced the importance of work for police transparency, accountability, but it's also created meaningful opportunities for many, even beyond Canada. So today, we are thrilled to present EPS with a recognition as a token for this their pivotal role to help us in this journey. And this is what we would like to present to the chief.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. Thank you very much, Ling.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it, buddy.
Yes.
Thank you.
So the chief actually, at one point, chief, I still remember this, we're in the CSW program. The chief basically said, private and the public have to work together in innovative ways to address the societal challenge. This is exactly what we did with the chief. And this is exactly example how innovation system co-work not only bring the social impact, but also a very meaningful business success. So this is a really good example here. Beyond that, and we really like to thank the foundation laid out by EPS. Actually, recently we just received another service contract with police force in Ontario, and we have more than a dozen service contract in negotiation with the police force from Ontario, and we also start a trial with PD near Los Angeles. We expect to land a first U.S. customer probably by 2025. So none of this actually were possible without the foresight and support of EPS, and we really appreciate this partnership. And thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thanks for Derek. Thanks for Ron. Thanks for everyone supporting this. Very, very excited. And so this is really something. But lastly, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks to our innovators and also Community Safety Wellbeing Accelerator Program. And they actually provide the funding and connected all the dots, made all this possible. Thank you.
Brian. Just say a couple things here.
Yeah.
Okay, Brian.
Thank you.
Stay here, buddy. Stay here. I just want to take a minute on behalf of EPS to thank Ling and his team. It's not every day where you can do meaningful and important work for a police service. You increase your diversity and you expand the knowledge and the experiences within our profession. And these folks are just exceptional. As Derek had mentioned, they do exceptional work. And we're just so honored and proud to have them as part of our team. And you're right, Ling, I'm getting calls every day about this program, so I think the future looks bright. We'll have to figure out how you can scale that to the demand, but a little bit of something that's pretty special to us is diversity, and you've heard me speak about it more than anything. I'm a big believer that diversity in Edmonton Police Service is what makes us unique and what makes us strong and what actually allows us to see things from many different perspectives in our community. And I think this is a shining example of that, with adding some more great people to our service to do some important work on something that's expanding exponentially is something that we're all very proud of. So thank you for being here. Thank you for covering this. This is near and dear to Derek, as he said, and, he's shown some great leadership in relation to this, as others have done in that particular bureau, and I couldn't be more proud of them as well. So thank you. I'm sure you'll probably have some questions, and I don't think you need to talk to me, but I can. Yeah.
Yes, we'll open it up to questions now, so for Derek, Ling, please, if you guys have any.
Who approached who?
Actually,
Can I get you?
Yeah, just come right back up to the mic if you don't mind.
So we started autism program in 5 years ago, exactly 5 years ago, providing document digitalization services. And so when we are actually the CSW program cohort number 2 years ago, through the program we connect with Edmonton Police, and we present our document digitization solution by autism employee. And early this year, Ron Anderson and Derek actually both approached to us, said, we are about doing this body cam program, and we know it's going to be a challenge. Is your team okay doing this kind of work? So that start a series of discussion, and then we start developing the program. Thanks to our technology team, everybody else. Took us about 6 months to get everything in place, and we start a proof of concept in September. So yeah, I think really it's to the credit of Edmonton Police, it's their idea.
I gotta, this guy's probably the most humble person that I think we've met here. The reality is I just happened to be at the accelerator program watching this, and I seen him present to a group of business people, and I came back and I told Ron very directly, those people need to work for us. And between him and Derek and Ron and some of our procurement folks, they sat down, put their head together. If we didn't have an innovator that cares about his son and his family and cares about the community like this person does, this would have never happened. So I know you give us all the credit, buddy, but the reality is it takes two to tango, and you led the dance.
So if we want to dance, we do have to have a platform. You have the platform, let us have the dance, right?
That's right, buddy.
Yeah. So when I first did a story with you guys, you were going through documents.
That's right.
Did you ever, was this the vision or ever see going to what you're going to be doing now, what we're doing now?
No, not even in our wildest dream. We never even thought about this. We never even heard about body cam until Edmonton Police reached out to us. But when we actually start looking at the work, you can see the similarity between digitalization and body cam reduction. It requires dedication, deep focus, attention to detail, and that's exactly characters of the artistic team. So we, as soon as we saw our work, we say, yeah, our team can do, and not only can do the work, they can do excellent work. That's how we started.
What exactly will they be doing?
They're doing footage reductions. So this, when police catch, using body cam to record, basically their routine, for example, traffic stop and everything else, and the video has to go through a process for reduction before they can go through court disclosure. So, for example, third party and face computer screen has to be applied patch to reduce the visibilities. It's called reduction services. So our team basically doing that kind of work for video and voice as well, based on the rules set by Edmonton Police.
So is there a risk or a concern? I mean, not every stop or everything is going to be like a Disney movie or a TV show. They could potentially see some pretty disturbing things. I mean, what's the safeguards or any concern with that going forward?
Yes, we do have a developing a program right now. We plan to using certain AIs to do pre-screen, so we can determine which is we call a low complex, medium complex, and high complex. And even on people on the spectrum, there are people who have capabilities to do high complex. So we're not there yet, but in 2025, we'll be start doing this kind of work ourselves, and with Edmonton Police to determine what's the best path. Because we have a certain group of employees are very capable of doing this. They have no problem with that. But we also understand there are certain group, they may not able to work with, for example, homicides, shootings, that kind of videos. So we have a process, we're developing a process in place to address that. Not only that, we actually developed a technology. We have now a giant red button in the screen, and if they cannot handle it, all they need to do is press that button, screen went blank, and our coach gets alert and supporting them. In addition to doing that, we have a very clearly working with the families and the community to ensure we have a plan in place to help our employees.
I have something to add to that too, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
The digital evidence management process that we have has guidelines in place. Every file that gets sent to Technology North for redaction has been triaged by a digital evidence management technician, and there's a linking anything in relation to the way that our organization works. Anytime there is an application of force or a use of force, there is an individual investigation and reporting that goes along with it. So anything that would be linked from a traffic stop that has a use of force application linked to it does not go into the Technology North bucket. It stays in the bucket that our digital evidence management technicians work in. So this idea of low complexity, medium complexity, and high complexity is always tied to other markers in the evidence, that if it is deemed to be a low complex investigation, but there was a dynamic event that occurred, it doesn't go into Technology North's workflow, which the Edmonton Police Service controls the workflow and what work goes to them.
How much does that help free up your guys to deal with complex stuff?
It was the announcement of the mandate and the rate at which this organization was able to scale to get to the footprint that we have. We could not have done it without the support of Technology North. It does free up our digital evidence management technicians to do a lot of triaging, file compilation, preparing things for disclosure, and on the files that the Technology North employees work on, those are the files that our digital evidence management technicians don't have to apply redactions on. And the privacy legislation is very clear. If there is a vehicle not involved in a traffic stop that drives by and is captured on the video, the license plate of that vehicle in every frame of that video has to be redacted. A face of someone not involved in the interaction, that face has to be redacted out of every frame of the video. It is very meticulous work. It does take a lot of time. It requires a lot of precision, because this all goes into the disclosure process to be presented as evidence, defendable evidence in court.
I know that this, you had mentioned that 90% of people on autism spectrum don't have jobs. Is this a living wage that they're going to be making doing this job? Like, how much are they going to be?
So every employee.
Okay, shit,
Sorry.
we need to hear you.
Yeah. So we pay our employee, even when they first start doing training, 10% above minimum wage. I don't believe in minimum wage. I do not want my son to receive minimum wage. So we want to make sure, even just as we start developing the program, we want to make sure we pay fairly to our employees. And eventually, we want to pay our employee at a living wage, comparable marketplace. So yeah, I don't think, we want to treat our autism employee just like a normal employee, just like everybody else. Especially people on spectrum, and we do want them to receive an incremental salary to create a path for independence and the quality of life.
How much has this changed sort of the lives of the people involved in the program? There's like 90% usually don't have jobs. What does this mean to them?
So this means it's a path, it's a hope, something we can do in society. There are many, many jobs in the society we can actually create for people for the autism spectrum. I think the main challenge today is where the society, the mainstream society, I call it competitive employment environment, they not really create for people on the spectrum. They create for competitive employee in that space. So a lot of times, if you look at people on spectrum, they have a verbal communication barriers and other barriers, and they're just not able to do the things like coffee table, chit chat, this kind of things. So therefore, they just don't fit into that environment. So the typical wisdom is we're going to train people look like us. We're going to put them in the normal working environment. We call it inclusion. That's not inclusion. That's really not inclusion, because So what we do is we'll create a totally different environment. Every employee working in our office doing this kind of work are on the spectrum, and we have a job coach trained to support them. So it's a very supportive and and friendly environment. So people on the spectrum in our office, they don't feel like they are in an environment, with hostile and other things. They feel like very safe, and they can use their talent to do something. It's more like a respect. I have some parents and also employee of our 18 here, so you're more than happy to interview them, ask them the questions. So I think what we do is we try to demonstrate with a proper setup, environment, people on spectrum, they are even better employees. We have a 100% retention rate with our employees. Now you tell me one place they have a 100% retention rate.
Are you looking for more, I guess, more employees?
We are. So thanks for the news coverage last time, July 16. The next day, we received 40 resumes. And so just next day, right now we are expanding our service into other areas as well. We have a contract actually with in Calgary. So we're looking at opening a Calgary office sometimes next year. So we are looking for candidates, even in Edmonton with the continuation of the body count expansion. And we think it is going to be a lot of work in 2025. So we already currently we have 27 employees. We are looking at about hiring another 18 to 20 of them. So by mid of next year, we expect probably another 20 to 30 people to join our team. So yes, we are looking for candidates. And if you think, if you have a connection to families and they on the spectrum, think they're looking for this kind of meaningful work in a very friendly environment, come to our website, apply for the job.
What was it like, if you can kind of describe for us, just at a human level, what was it like when you told your staff, and we'll ask your employees as well as, but what was their reaction when you came to them and said, you did it, we're going to expand, we're going to keep coming? Because I mean, it's one thing, it kind of confirms what you already knew, but at the same time, it's one thing to, I think that we can get it done, but to actually achieve it and go forward. What was their visceral reaction to that?
So I think if you talk to, we continue to talk to families, to the point family even tell us, since we're working here for a couple of years, we don't even know how to live without you guys. To the point, I did this for my son, okay? I want my son to have a meaningful life, to have a meaningful routine. I don't want him to stay, playing video game in basement all day. So I did everything because of my son. I want to create something he can enjoy, be productive, be safe. So I did everything, as a father. I did something for my son. What would make my son be productive and happy? That's exactly what we did. And so now we have that. Every other family feel the same way.
It must have been a huge ego boost for him, though, right?
For me, it's just come natural. But for our...
So your staff.
Oh, yeah. We have actually a couple of staff here. You should really interview them. I mean, sometimes I hear what they're talking. Just the feedback from our staff, it's unbelievable. Like totally unbelievable. I never even envisioned that when I first started. All I want to do is I want to do something for Brian. Everything else is just come naturally for that. Okay.
Great, thank you so much.
Well, it means everything, right? It's a part of society that they belong to. They can just move right in and have a life that they can have value to, confidence, and they're happy to be at, right? And that that they're contributing to society, they're happy to be there, and they've got a place to go forward with. And that's everything to a parent.
Have you noticed a difference and seen a difference from, I guess before they were filing papers to doing this? Like, is he
Filing papers?
like were they like earlier? You guys were
Oh, digitization, yeah.
digitization, yeah. From doing that to this, and like is he happier with the new role versus digitization?
I can answer that.
Absolutely.
It's a big jump. When we were told to, we were working for the police, it was a shock. I mean, I was happily filing pages from the 1970s on a regular basis, pages that were far older than me with topics that I never knew existed and I don't think anyone else has looked at in years, to actually be, working with the Edmonton Police on a very important topic in our society. It's a little humbling.
Sorry, what's your name?
My name is Matthew Lambretts, but everyone here seems to know me as Mel.
Okay. Matthew, you were part of the first group.
Yes.
Right? And this was kind of like the test run. Let's see if these guys can kind of pull it off. You guys have pulled it off. What kind of satisfaction does that give you, knowing that you've kind of blazed a path for other people to kind of follow behind you now?
Well, in a word, pride. Ryan?
Yeah. TNDS has now been around for 5 years now, and I was one of the original workers to start with them 5 years ago from this time, and I really enjoyed digitizing all the paper documents throughout the years, especially through COVID, and now we came to the great opportunity to do adoption work for the police, and I really enjoy it as much as digitizing papers. It's got so many different things I can do now, and it's giving me really great purpose, and it's benefited me a lot throughout these years, and I'm feeling so proud of what I have accomplished, especially over the last 5 years.
That's awesome. Can we get everybody's name? What's your name, sorry?
Ryan?
Ryan? Oh, Ryan.
Ryan.
And can your last name?
Wolfert, WOLFERT.
And Matthew, can you spell your last name for us?
LAMBREGTS.
And
I'm Delphina, I'm Matthew's mom, or Mel's mom.
Can you just give us the spelling in the microphone, just so we have it right?
It's the same thing. Delphina is DELFINA, and our last name is the same. Lambret's LAMBREGTS. Good?
Okay, awesome. Where do you guys see yourself going from this? I mean, like, it's busy and, you know, like, what's the workload like?
I think we can see ourselves going from here in the future. Now we're going to expand to a really big company with more and more people on the autism spectrum, and we're going to be like double or triple the size over the next couple of years, with people doing adoption work for the police, and as well as document digitizing. It's going to grow big time over the next couple of years, and I feel it's because of the success we had, and I feel like we're going to build up stronger and further.
that's awesome. Good job.
And Dad? Is that?
My name is Rob. So Ling hosts a Christmas party every year, and this last Saturday, I saw all the new faces, and it was just concrete evidence of the impact that the program is having by attracting new families and new employees. We were fortunate enough, Ryan was fortunate enough to be, as he indicated, a first hire 5 years ago. And despite some of the bumps and hurdles that were presented because of the COVID situation, he has always remained steadfast in his work and his commitment to TNDS. He loves it there. He loves the job coaches, the senior management, obviously the employees that he works with. And as a parent, just echoing what Delphina said, it's just very gratifying that people like this are contributing in a meaningful way with a job that gives them purpose and focus and really takes advantage of their skill set. And I'm privy to some conversations with Ling in terms of the potential growth of the company, and the sky is really the limit. As he suggested, there's a large population out there on the autism spectrum, and he is creating a template for work that a lot of these people can get involved with, and it's unlike anything that really exists in the workplace today. So we're very humbled and pleased to be a part of that.
Mel, how long have you been doing this? You've been doing this
3 years now?
3 and a bit?
Is it right? 3?
Yeah, 3 years. But
Yeah.
What's it like having a job? I mean, like Lynn said, it's really difficult for some people to get a job with that. I mean, what's it like for you to have a job that you can go to every day?
I used to work at Safeway before the pandemic. I worked there 4 years. I brought up my autism once during the hiring process. They asked me if it would be a problem. I didn't really know what to tell them. I said no, but I was scared. I didn't know because 4 years ago, it was difficult to admit that you had autism. After I left Safeway, because I wanted to try other things, I drifted between a few different jobs. I couldn't find anything, and then the pandemic happened, and I couldn't find anything for 2 years. And then, out of nowhere, Mom here, Delphina, she recommended a program, and that just led me to Ling's doorstep.